Back to cricket after a rest day. It was a clear day with a blue sky. Crowd gathered because it's a fine Saturday morning. Since Gower in the wicket, England is aiming for 300+ score on the scoreboard. On the other hand, Sri Lanka will try to get him out early to stay alive in the game.
Good morning, I'm Aubrey But reporting from the P. Salvan Stadium, where I will be joined by S. Kandakumar and Michael De Souza, who will give you the commentaries, and Mevan Paris, who will come in with his comments as the game progresses. The third Thursday, and this Asant Timel, and Sun sent down through the gap between gully and third slip for 4 runs. So the first runs of the morning coming to Gower, moves on to 83.
So Ajith would exploit this spot.
Here's his first ball then. And that'll be 4. Driven straight down the ground. Over pitch delivery. Taylor using his feet very nicely. Hitting it straight back past the offside of the wicket. De Silva. He's out. He's got it. Caught behind. Gunatilaka really nearly missed that. You could see that he was juggling with the ball, and that is the break Sri Lanka wanted. They really wanted a break, and the man they wanted was Gower, and there he is, caught behind on the back foot, edging a ball from De Silva. Probably the googly or the one going straight through. We'll just hope that we can have a replay on that so that you can have another look at it. So that's short, far too short, and Taylor punishes it. It'll be 4. Das can't get it.
Ajith De Silva from the press box end. This one well flighted, the attempts to sweep. There is an appeal for LBW, and umpire Felsen has ruled him out. Embry showing a certain amount of surprise, and the 7th England wicket has fallen now with score at 207. Embry out without scoring. LBW to Ajith De Silva, whose second wicket it is. And Mevan, your comments. And his figures 2 for 45 off 28 overs. It's going to be D.S. De Silva now to bowl to Bob Taylor, who swings this round back with a square leg and get 4 runs for it. 7 runs.
It's D.S. De Silva's next ball, short, and he plays it up in the air, and he's caught him at the second attempt. Allott going for the cut, not quite getting over the ball, getting a top edge, and there was Lalit cut. Here's the first ball from D.S. De Silva to him, and there's an appeal for a catch, and he's gone. Derek Underwood is gone, and England are 9 for 216. Evenly balanced now in this match as D.S. De Silva's next delivery. Taylor goes for the straight drive and times it well. As it hits the railings at the far end, it's 4 more to him. D.S. De Silva bowls, and on the back foot he punches it on the offside. They get a sharp single. There may be a run out here, and he's gone. Yes, he's run out. Willis a little late, and that marks the end of England's innings, giving them a lead of 5 runs. And the Sri Lankan players and bowlers must be congratulated on their performance this morning.
So England were all out for 223 runs in 86.5 overs, just 5 runs ahead of Sri Lankan total. Their last 5 wickets fall off within 23 runs span, mainly due to leg spin of D.S. De Silva. Star of the innings was their left-hander David Gower, who scored 89 runs in 198 balls with 12 fours and a 6. This was his 4th consecutive 50 in Test innings. Before this he has scored 74 in 4th Test at Kolkata, 64 in 5th Test at Chennai, and 85 in 6th Test at Kanpur. England skipper Keith Fletcher scored 45 runs, and he built 80 runs partnership for the 4th wicket with Gower. Also wicket-keeper Bob Taylor scored 31 runs not out with the tail. When it comes to bowling, Sri Lanka's only quick bowler Ashantha took 4 wickets for 70 runs. At one stage he took 3 wickets in 6 runs. He made a place in history books by taking the first ever Test wicket behalf of Sri Lanka. Jeff Cook was the victim, and Lalith Kalyuparuma took the first ever Test catch. Also, skipper Bandila acted as both opening batsman and both opening bowler. So, Sri Lanka has started their second innings with just 5 runs behind England.
And the England team coming out to the field with a lead of just 5 runs in the first innings. Comes into bowl the first ball of the second innings, bowling from the scoreboard end, bowls to Warnapura. This one a lifting delivery. Here's Botham.
Slow ball. And this time he comes on the front foot and drives. That'll be 4. Bob Willis steaming in. And that goes down towards third man. That'll be 4. An awkward bounce there for Embry.
As Underwood bowls to Wetamuni. And Wetamuni sweeps, and that's 4.
This time he bowls to Wetamuni. This one, and he's bowled him as Wetamuni went forward to it. The ball coming into the batsman, and the first Sri Lankan wicket has been taken by Willis. 30 for 1.
Here's Willis. And that's played magnificently down to third man for 4. David Gower diving to his left.
Botham bowling to 2 steps in the gully. Third man as comes in, bowls to Dias. Dias pulls him round. It's 24 runs. A short pitch delivery, pitched outside the line of the leg stump. Dias moving into position quickly, swings him round for 4 runs. So that's the 50. The 50 for Sri Lanka coming in 97 minutes in the 21st over. 53 for 1. Dias goes on to 13. Warnapura, the other batsman, on 26.
Signalling, well, he's indicating something with the helmet that's behind Bob Taylor. And anyway, the next delivery from has been swept for 4 runs. A nice stroke from skipper Warnapura there.
To Dias. Bowls on this one again. Dias drives down the rise. A very nice looking stroke there. Alert has a long chase. They're going for the second. It's going into the boundary now. Botham, shirt billowing in the breeze. He walks slowly back to his mark. Turns. And he bowls now to Dias. This one he digs in, and again Dias into position quickly. Pulls him around for 4 runs. That's a bouncer, and Dias was well in position, saw it early. So that's 75 for 1. And Dias now moving on to 20.
Now, as Underwood bowls again. And Warnapura hits him hard and high, down towards long on. Willis, who had been on the boundary line, brought up for him. And Warnapura, seeing that, takes full advantage of a flighted delivery from Underwood, punishing him for 4.
Botham is bowling this last over to before tea to Sri Lanka batsman, and as I talk to you, there is another 4, a delightful 4 from Roy Dias, playing some absolutely marvelous shots here.
And for 1, and here's Botham's second delivery. Bowls to Dias. Dias drives him again handsomely through the offside field, and that's 4 more. Overpitched outside his off stump, and Roy Dias executing one of his characteristic cover drives. 97 for 1. Dias now on 46. What a beautiful player Roy Dias is. One can perhaps anticipate a bouncer in this delivery. No, he's full. And he's driven him again through the covers for 4. And that brings up Sri Lanka's 100 and Roy Dias's 50. What a magnificent batting performance. 3 consecutive boundaries of Ian Botham, who himself cannot help but applaud. Sri Lanka 101 for 1, Roy Dias 50. And Botham bowling it off a shortened run. And Dias is behind that one, playing it defensively. Botham gets a boot to the ball, and so that is tea. Sri Lanka resuming after lunch at 20 without loss, have lost 1 wicket in the 2-hour session between lunch and tea. The wicket of Siddharth Wetamuni, who was bowled by Bob Willis for 9 with a score at 30. since when these two batsmen have been together, adding 71 runs, and with Roy Dyas not out 50, a magnificent half-century compiled in 89 minutes, and skipper Vanapura on 39. Embry bowls, and Vanapura again attempts to sweep, and he's walking away. Yes, he's been given out. Bandula Vanapura not waiting for the umpire's decision there, walking as soon as he made sure that the catch had been taken clean, and Sri Lanka have lost their second wicket at 113. And there you see the J.R. Jayawardena trophy made by Mr. P.N. Nandadasa.
It's awarded for the winner of this test match or for the winners of any future series between England and Sri Lanka, Skanda. If the test match is drawn, it will be awarded to both teams.
Extra cover, a wide mid-off and a straight mid-off deep on the offside as Underwood bowls to Dyas. And Dyas drives through the offside field. It's being chased down to the boundary, and it's 4.
And here's Embry once again. And this one, Dyas backcuts this very nicely. There's a long chase there for Ajith. They've taken 2. It's going to the boundary now. 4 runs. So 69 now to...
Getting ready to bowl the first ball of his new over with Sri Lanka on 140 for 2. And he's gone, he's caught behind. Yes, he's been stumped. And he bowls the next delivery, short, and that's been back out down to the third man boundary. Ajith is after it, but he won't catch it. Now it beats him into the line now, 4 runs.
5 runs in the first innings, with England folding up for 223, with Gower getting 79. And here's Underwood. And this one turns very sharply, and as a matter of fact, it was amusing to watch Taylor just now running across from like a little rabbit from one end of the pitch to the other to get that last over in, and it's going to be bowled by Embry now, and he bowls to Madgalle, who is still to open the count. A good ball beats Madgalle, goes forward, spin bowling, and he's got a very lovely action. That is Stumps for the day with Sri Lanka on 152 for 3. Dulip Mendes is not out on 18. Madgalle still to open his account.
It was good day for Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka were able to get England last 5 wickets in a quick succession. After that they were able to match the narrow gap in short time, and, at the end of the day, they were strongly 147 runs ahead of England with 7 wickets in hand. Roy scored 77 runs with 14 runs in 1 over against Ian Botham. Skipper Bandula scored 38 runs. And vice-captain Dulip was 16 not out at the end of the day. With this stands Sri Lanka in a commanding position to give 300+ target to England, and let's find out what has happened in day 4 in the next episode.